Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome back if this isn't your first time. Either way, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. As you can see from the title, today we're doing a collective tarot reading for the new moon in Capricorn of January 13th, 2021. Welcome to this reading. Of course, this is for everyone, as I said, but this new moon is going to affect you even more if you have any planets or points in your astrological birth chart which are close to 23 degrees Capricorn or even 23 degrees Cancer, Aries, or Libra, okay? So first of all, this is a general reading. So if of course, if you saw this on your page, if you clicked on it, if you felt drawn to it, there's a message for you here, but it might not be the entire reading. So if there's something you feel really doesn't apply to your situation, just let it go. It's not a big deal. Take what resonates and leave the rest. And also, I do personal private astrology and tarot readings. Okay, if you're interested in something more personalized from me, just hit me up. All the information down below in the description box. And yeah, so a little bit more about this new moon is that, I'm gonna make this short, okay, is that it will be conjunct Pluto, okay? So which is why we're really gonna feel this one, because Pluto is the planet of transformation, healing, but also death and rebirth, and it rules a lot over or subconscious, and it's more darker manifestations. It can also be about violence, okay? But the main thing about this new moon is that it's happening within the same degrees of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction of last year, which, if you've been following astrology, was kind of, was happening in January last year and was astrologically the most responsible for all the chaos that's happened in the world since then, okay? But yeah, so I think that some of us might get some of the challenges that we've already gone through in 2020. What am I saying? Some of the challenges that we've gone through in 2020 might kind of get triggered again a little bit this time, or we're going to have big revelations, or we're going to experience a lot of healing. Okay, either way, I think we're really going to feel it because Pluto is a powerful planet, okay? It doesn't go unnoticed, which is why I thought it was even more important to do a reading for this new moon. So all the decks I'm going to use are going to be in the description box below as well if you're interested. Let's just get into this reading. First of all, I want to ask, because I think some things will be triggered with Pluto. So what is being triggered here with this new moon? What is being triggered with the collective with this new moon in Capricorn? Okay. So what I'm getting is, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. We have the Three of Swords in reverse as well. So what I'm getting from this, the Two of Swords is about making choices, as all the twos, number two of the tarot usually are about making decisions, about crossroads, about duality. But the Two of Swords especially is usually about, we have a lot of mental energy. We're trying to pick something logically, and then sometimes our logic fails us, which is why we're so agitated about this crossroads or this duality within us. See how this person is like blindfolded and trying to break free here? And with this Three of Swords in reverse, which is, the image is a pierced heart here, pierced by the swords, I think that some of us were being confronted with a choice. I'm hearing to go on or to let go of someone or something in your life. Or you might be considering two different partners romantically. You might be, someone might confront you and be like, well, it's you or it's me or them, or it's this person or this person. Even if it's not a romantic context, you might have to choose between two places to live, two different jobs, and there's not necessarily one that's clearly the loser here. So you have to make a difficult choice, and you're scared to make that choice because you're scared to make quote on the wrong choice here. Okay, I think that you do not trust your ability to perhaps see the truth, because you think there's an absolute one, which usually there isn't. You don't trust yourself to necessarily make the best decision, or you're trying, but you're doubting yourself. You're anxious about this. I think you're really scared to make a choice and it not being right, and you end up being hurt and being sad and regretting it. Okay? So first of all, what I want to say with that is that, yeah. First of all, look at what is hiding, at the bottom of the deck. We have the 10 of coins. And yes, it's in reverse, but to me, the fact that it's in reverse right now just means that it's not unlocked yet. And it was 555 the recording time when I looked. This is a number I've been seeing recently, and it's a number about change. So of course that can be uncomfortable. So the truth is that, first of all, you need to trust yourself, but you need to not just use your logic in this choice that you're making. You need to use also your intuition and your emotions, even if you're not used to that. If you think that that's foolish or immature or just not productive or not right, or if you just don't know how to listen to your emotions and your intuition, okay, this is really the challenge right now. Because I think, and you know, with this 10 of coins hiding underneath here, okay, 10 of coins is prosperity, it's fulfillment, it's accomplishment, it's building a legacy. So this is waiting just for you, right after this obstacle. The obstacle is not the end result of this decision. It's the decision making itself. I think that truly either path that you go on will be the right one for you, or that it has a happy, happy is complicated, but it has like a happy end, or something good to offer to you at least, that will not make you regret it. But the thing is, even if that's not what I'm getting right now, even if you did make quote on the wrong choice, I don't think that in life there are right and wrong choices most of the time. I think, sometimes we pick a choice and it's the one that made us unhappy or something like that, or made us regret it. But the truth is, we can never know, because we didn't pick the other one, so we don't know. Even if it seems good, we don't know what would have actually happened if we picked that. Okay, so we can't torture ourselves over that, because we made a decision and we can't change it. And I know that's easier being said than done, but it's the truth. And typically, I believe that things usually happen for a reason. So even if we pick a path that ended up not being the best, or not making us happy, or not unfolding in the way that we wanted it to, there's usually a lesson that comes with that, and there's usually a reason why we have to go through that. So just because it's not the result that you wanted doesn't necessarily that it was the wrong choice. You know what I mean? Okay. Now I'll keep this 10 of coins because it's a nice card. Yeah, look underneath, the 9 of coins. It almost makes it look like my cards are not well shuffled. The 2, 3 of swords, now 10, 9 of coins. I promise you they are. I shuffled them right before this. And many times before that. Now I want to see what's the collective energy for this new moon. Okay. So we have the Death card, which I'm not surprised we're getting because the Death card is associated with Scorpio, which is the sign ruled by Pluto. We have the Seven of Coins. And we have the Empress. Such a beautiful card. So I think that, you know, with this Death card here is telling me, you know, the Death card is not about physical death of someone or something, okay? The Death card is, to me, telling us that, you know, transformation is inevitable. We can't avoid it. And this is usually what happens with Pluto transits and aspects, okay? So I was expecting this kind of message. Transformation is inevitable, but we don't have to be scared of it, okay? Transformation or letting something go or die is not necessarily something negative, not at all. It can actually be something really beautiful. And if you see, the two other cards underneath this are quite very light in their colors, okay? They seem very sweet. And I think that what is happening here, I'm kind of seeing this as like an evolution. So I think that right now, before this new moon, you're at the Seven of Coins, which is a lot about patience. It's about working hard on whatever you're trying to achieve and work towards. And you're planting a lot of seeds and you're waiting for it to grow to be able to reap the rewards, and you're being patient and really putting your energy and your will into this. Yeah, but it's not getting the rewards just yet. Or at least not as much as you would like to. Yeah, but it's about taking care of something to try to like make something grow. It can be literal or metaphorical. And then we have the Empress here. And the Empress is like the card of fertility. Okay, so I mean, it can be literal. So if you're trying to have a baby, it could happen. Okay. But because the Empress is connected to Venus as a card. So it's femininity. It can be motherhood. It can also just be birthing new projects and new ideas. I also see this as being in your power, especially if you're a woman, or if you're very connected to your feminine energy, or if you connect with the concept of divine feminine. I think that you're going to step into your power very strongly. I'm not getting like details on how that would happen. I think I don't know if you need to know, or I don't know if it's gonna be, it might just kind of happen naturally, basically. Yeah. Because I'm getting like, I'm hearing more powerful, but not in a way that's very calm and at peace. Not in a way of like more powerful as in someone who would be like power hungry, or who would be very angry or manipulative. Not at all, okay? Not in that way. But I think you know what I mean. It's a kind of power of someone who knows themselves and trusts and loves themselves. And it's okay if you don't completely. What matters the most is that you're working towards it. Someone who trusts themselves, knows themselves, loves themselves, and trusts the fact that they can birth something new. Trust in their own power. Trust in the fact that they can manifest something if they want to. Okay, yeah. Very clearly this message. Now, if you have been manifesting something a lot, it might come true. Or you're going to start seeing the results of that. I don't know why I'm hearing someone will like, some of you are like going to prove something to someone, but I'm not getting like out of spite, because again, I'm getting like just strong, peaceful energy. Like you don't need to go at people and argue with them and insult them or manipulate people and play like petty games. You don't need to do that. You're more powerful than that, and you know that. All you need to do is work on your stuff, work on yourself, sit on your throne, and you're just that bitch, you know? That's literally the energy that I'm getting, okay? And yeah, and I mean, you know, bitch, I know usually is a, I don't mean it as an insult, of course. If you don't like that word, don't use it. And I know it's usually a gendered word, but if you're not a woman, it doesn't matter, okay? You can still be in the Empress energy. It's truly just energies here. All right. Okay, I feel called to say this. If some of you, I'm hearing, because I'm hearing divine counterpart, you know, I don't typically get a lot of love messages in my readings, because often it's not like the main subject. But I mean, it's no coincidence I mentioned divine feminine earlier. So if you are on a kind of journey like that, or if you've been trying to work on yourself to be able to meet or be in union with your divine counterpart, or like a twin or something, this could be, you know, I'm not necessarily seeing the other party here, the other person, but you're definitely stepping into your power a lot more. So I think that would make it a lot easier, and yes, you're getting closer, if you're wondering about that. Okay, now let's get, what is the main message of this new moon? What is the main message of this new moon? Yeah, I knew there was something else. Okay, hold on. We have the Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords in reverse. So in this spread, the only Swords card that is not in reverse is the Queen. Okay, so I'm hearing different things. I'm hearing, because some of you in the spread are the Queen of Swords, some of you have a figure that is kind of like the Queen of Swords in your life, so you're going to know which one applies to you. If you are the Queen of Swords, you're usually someone who's very practical, logical, you're very intelligent, you have a lot of knowledge, and this is what you mostly use to function in the world and make your decisions, and it's what you show as the best side of yourself, okay? Your intellect and your quick wit and your communication skills and your, what's the word I'm looking for? Just the way you process things and understand things is very good. And this is what people know about you, because this is what you show to others. I'm getting that this is very good, but that you might be too into that energy. You know, we've talked before about how you might be struggling with this decision because you're blocking out any factor of making that decision that could be something other than intellectual or rational. Some of you are already like this, but you don't have a very good self-esteem or self-awareness, and you don't realize it, and therefore that's why you're mostly struggling with that self-esteem and that self-love. And Spirit really wants you to realize how great you are and how smart you are, and how knowledgeable you are truly. And so, yeah, Spirit just wants you to become more self-aware with this. But for some of you, sorry about that cut, you guys, I got interrupted. So yeah, some of you just really need to realize that about yourselves, which is the main message of this new moon, because I think that some of you have, this Five of Swords would represent a lot of negative self-talk, okay? So this is how you would know that this is about you. Especially if you're someone who just doubts their intelligence a lot, the way you communicate with people, that just kind of needs to go, okay? Some of you have a Queen of Swords like figure in your life, so someone who has the qualities that I kind of mentioned right before already when I was talking about the Queen of Swords as an archetype. But what I'm getting here would be a more negative energy, because I think that there's someone who really, really drains you. And I think it's just someone who's, you know, with the Five of Swords, I think it's someone who's just quite petty and just like may even talk behind your back. I'm sorry if that wasn't something you knew or you expected, because I'm getting some of you are kind of like, can I trust this person? And the truth is that no, you can't. You can't. I think they're just not as evolved as you. And, you know, I think with all the astrological transits and the energy that we're currently in as the collective, a lot of us are being called to reevaluate our relationships or even our friendships. And some of us are being called because, you know, we've all gone through so much and so much growing, and we've all gone on that path of healing independently and differently. Some people haven't taken that opportunity, and so now we're all at different points of evolution, and we've all grown differently and in different ways, and sometimes some connections that we have in our lives just don't align with who we are anymore or who we want to become. And so we're being called to let go of them. And I know it's difficult. I'm kind of going through that by myself, but it's truly for your highest good, okay? So I think that if that is your situation, you're really being called to, you know, you don't have to block that person completely out of your life, like suddenly or right away, but just stop giving them access to you, stop giving them information about you, stop telling them what's going on with your life. Just stop giving them, if you're giving them a lot of importance in your life, like they're a really close friend, or you give them a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, you do acts of service for them, stuff like that, like stop it, okay? Stop it. You're really, really bringing your own energy and your vibration down when you do that, okay? And I think that if right now you're like, oh my god, I don't know how I could let this person go completely, that seems so difficult. I think if you do it little by little, when you like kind of cut this person's access to you, you're going to realize how much better you feel, and then the process as a whole is going to get easier, okay? All right, so now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling this new moon a lot. You know, I've been having headaches and I've just been really tired. I think the energy is just really intense, so I thought, what's better than looking at some self-care, right? Okay, so what are some forms of self-care that we could do right now that would be nourishing and fulfilling for us, for the collective? Some self-care for the new moon. What should the collective do on the day of the new moon? Well, thank you. I was wondering if anything was going to come out. Now, I want to get more. Okay, yeah. Not surprised with this one. Maybe one more. Let's see something after the new moon. Should we get something for after the new moon? Oh. You can skip the shuffling if this gets too long. What is another way that the collective can take care of themselves? Oh my gosh. Are you going to speak or not? Do you have something to say? No? Okay, fine. Well, I'm going to do last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I knew something else wanted to come out. Jesus. 10 years later. Okay, so we have Sweet Treat, which was the first card to come out. We have Pleasure. And we have Journal. And this is for after the new moon, I asked specifically. And at the bottom of the deck we have Read. So, you know, first of all, you could cook or bake if you take this card quite literally. I think that you would feel a lot, it just kind of brings you back to your roots sometimes, especially I'm hearing comfort food, so you could make something like, I don't know, like a dessert or a meal that your mom or your family used to make when you were younger, or just something that reminds you of your childhood, of some good memories that you might have. You could also, if you live with someone else, you could cook or bake with someone else also. Sorry about that. You could do that with someone else, and that could be a really fun activity for you guys to share some time. It doesn't have to be something very sugary, even though it says sweet treat, or even doesn't even have something to be something about food. It can just be something to treat yourself. So it could be like ordering a meal or a dessert. It could be like, I don't know, any kind of, I'm hearing like watching like quote on stupid TV shows, any like guilty pleasure that you like or that you have, that you just allow yourself every once in a while, and that you actually have fun or that you actually enjoy. This would be a great time for you to do that, okay? But especially if you know, this could be about food, of course, so especially if you usually try to watch a lot what you eat, and there's something you like to eat a lot, but you try to not eat it too often. Could be something like that, but I mean, I don't want to tell you what to eat, obviously. I know it can be complicated, so you do what you want. Next we have Pleasure, and I'm not surprised to see this come out, because this is, you know, this new moon is conjunct Pluto, as I've said already, and Pluto, I don't think I said that, I don't know why, but Pluto is connected to sexuality and pleasure as well. So I'm not surprised, and you know, sexuality can be a very, very healing and very transformative in itself, and it doesn't also, you know, this card is meant to be sexual, but it can just be like getting a massage or something like that. It can be just like something related to the body without necessarily being something sexual. Or also maybe some of you are in a relationship or you have someone that you have sex with, so you're like, well, maybe you don't, because of that you don't really do that anymore, just self-pleasure, or you feel like you shouldn't. But it's really not like that, because when you're alone it's very different, because this is like, it's literally self-care and it's me time. The connection you have with your body is different, and that's also why you're doing it. You're not just doing it for the, you know, end result, if you know what I mean. You're doing it to connect with your body and take care of yourself, and there's so many benefits to doing that for your health, truly. So you might, even because this new moon is close to Pluto, you might also just have been wanting to do that more recently, and that would be that could be connected to the fact that this is new moon. This new moon is conjunct to Pluto, okay? So just, if you want to, just go for it. And then finally we have Journal as the card representing what you should do after this new moon. I'm not surprised, especially if you know, if this shakes up a lot within you, have a lot of feelings, you feel a lot, or you get very tired, or you have like a bunch of things going on in your life externally, all that kind of stuff. It can be really, really good for you to journal. Even if you don't have the habit of doing that, if you already do, that's great. Keep doing it. But even if you don't necessarily have the habit, that could be really, really great. It could help you just unload your feelings and being able to process them and take some distance from them, which is can be really helpful sometimes. I'm also getting some of you guys could get a really vivid or weird or intense dreams, so you could also journal about your dreams, which would be very helpful as well, and it would be very insightful. And I also think, like, you know, even when we remember dreams, just within hours we'll forget some details that we remembered when we woke up, and after a couple of days we're just typically will have forgotten completely. So I also think it's good to process right away, but also when you want to look back on it a couple of days, weeks, months, etc. after, it can be very very nice to be able to do that. Okay, so this is the end of the reading. So I wanted to keep this quite simple. I mean, maybe some of you think this is a long reading, but I usually do very long readings and include multiple decks in it and everything. I want to keep this not too complicated, not too complex, because just wanted to have a nice reading with you guys. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like this video, comment down below, share it, subscribe for more videos like and unlike this one. I would love to have you here. If this didn't resonate, you know, that's okay. Maybe there would be another video on my channel that would resonate, maybe another even reading from another reader. That's possible. Either way, I hope that you still enjoyed this. You can follow me on Instagram. I do astrological forecast, I do pickup piles, I do giveaways every once in a while over there. All the information down below in the description box. I've also just completed a series of zodiac videos I made one for every single zodiac sign, where I looked at what are some lessons you've learned in 2020 and what are some predictions for your life in 2021. So if that's something you're interested in, you can go check that on my channel as well. But anyway, I'll let you go. And I'll send you off. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. You can book a private reading with me if you want to. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Love you guys.